Valentine's Day, everybody out there. And maybe it's just AD watching right now. It is kind of a winter wonderland unexpectedly out here in the Pacific Northwest. As it snowed, it's like a thunderstorm / snowstorm last night. They actually canceled school today. But look at this. It's pretty out here. Look, on Highway 18, look at this. On my way to a production. You got snow on the trees on the side of the road. Luckily, roads aren't too bad itself, but it's kind of fun to have a little snow action in the middle of February. I remember we had snowpocalypse in March a few years ago. I did a stupid little video about me trying to survive in the grocery store and trying to drive home, obviously exaggerating the situation. But yeah, hello Dio Brando, also watching today. What do I think about the schedule next year? It's gonna be pretty challenging. I don't have it memorized. Obviously we play all of our NFC West brethren. I know we play the Eagles, so the reigning Super Bowl losers of Super Bowl 57, the Eagles come to town. And I think we play most of the AFC North teams. I think we play like the Bengals and who else? That would include, is that right? The Steelers and I think the AFC North. Anyway, I can't remember exactly. What's up, Rico? Hey, look at this. Look at this pretty view. I gotta show it to you. It's gorgeous. Look at this. Just gonna let this soak this in for a minute. So I'm heading. There's a sign, Hobart Issaquah exit on the right. So if you're at all familiar with Washington highways, so I'm heading eastbound on Highway 18. Left my area, which is near Maple Valley, and heading up towards the town of Snoqualmie, Washington, where the Snoqualmie Falls are located. Hey, Susan Joy Powers! Susan Joy Powers, welcome to NorbFam! Woohoo! Thank you so much for joining the club. Joining the NorbFam club right here, so you can enjoy live streams like this. Beautiful vistas of Valentine's Day wintry wonderness. Where am I headed to? Apollonia wants to know. Her real name's Apollonia, but I always call it Apollonia. Named after one of my favorite Flash in the Pan, Prince-inspired artists. I am headed to Snoqualmie, Washington, where one of our clients, Puget Sound Energy, who I do a lot of videos every month for, I'm actually the host of the regular PSE People series, which we've been doing for over a year now, into our second year of production. I've become quite the well-known celebrity unexpectedly at Puget Sound Energy. Now that I'm doing a monthly host, and it's kind of like required watching, so everybody in the company, in the entire organization of Puget Sound Energy has to watch these videos. So anytime I meet somebody, they already know who I am, and it's kind of cool. Yep. So we're doing a little video, very brief video short today with one of our safety managers. Our safety manager, actually, one and only safety manager. And yep, just one of the several projects we're working on. Are you going, bro? No, you're not going. You got to navigate these big trucks. You got these big diesel semis. This is a two-lane highway, but every once in a while they split it out into two so that slow-moving traffic can go to the right, and the faster, smaller cars can move to the left. But entering higher elevations, we're approaching Tiger Mountain. We'll be coming up here soon, so I think the roads seem like they're okay, but nonetheless, the snow level, get closer to snow level, which is why we're seeing it up in the trees. They've probably been sanding this road a little bit, maybe even plowing it, just to make sure the traffic. Yes, I am, Rico. I am Rico Suave. I am on Highway 18. So, Susan Joy Powers says, hey, just joined. Finally have a Seahawks fan. Iowa has Hawkeyes. So we got a Seahawks fan in Iowa looking for a place to hang out. We've come to the right place. So, Susan Joy, welcome. We'll enjoy hanging out with you, especially in the start of this off season. We got to navigate this tricky little tight passageway here. Getting a lot of snow, and traffic is going to start to build up here. Alina Dodgers moderator, what's up? Oh, you were in the hood yesterday in my neck of the woods. Now the traffic starts to hit right here. Cell coverage. The fact that we're going slow, I can actually kind of illegally glance at my phone and read your guys' incoming texts. I got a water ball rolling around back here. It's annoying. There we go. All right. Annoying. There we go. All right. So I'm glad you guys are hanging out. Good to have you on with me with another NorbCam drive stream. I'm in the thick. Speaking of Puget Sound Energy, I'm juggling 3 projects that are all kind of due within the same time period, about the end of the month, early of next month. And so I've been pretty slammed with stuff. And I will we'll take a look. Congratulations, by the way, on getting that first episode of your series done, which is amazing that you're going for the whole series thing. That's awesome. But yeah, so traffic basically has come to a complete stop now here. So I'm going to be in this for about the next 15 minutes. But I'm excited about, now that the Super Bowl is over. This dude trying to merge, is that what he's trying to do here? Looks like it. Nah, I'm sorry, dude. I'm going to get ahead of you. I'm going to get ahead of yo. You're going to get behind me, bro. Super Bowl's over, so officially the 2022 season comes to an end, and now it's free agency time. First of all, things will start to really ramp up. I was just listening to Sports Talk Radio, and they're talking about should the Seahawks consider trying to trade with the Baltimore Ravens to get Lamar Jackson here. I kind of heard rumblings of that before. Now the conversation, obviously, now that we're in free agency mode, everybody's talking about speculation of what they might want to do. For me, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. First of all, Lena says, my brother works for PACCAR, the mechanical engineer, and they flew him down to San Diego so he could drive one of their semi-trucks back to Renton. It was a beauty. Nice. Brand new spanking new truck. So Lamar Jackson, while he is an exceptional talent, runs like the wind, I can't say that his passing game is that prolific. First of all, the price tag to get him is going to be huge. We're going to be talking like near Russell Wilson type numbers. And you really want to get back into that Russell Wilson financial trap, which we just got out of last year, and then have to give up probably a bunch of draft capital to do it. When we were in this position, we're primed. Whereas as long as Geno Smith isn't greedy and isn't trying to cash in on the largest paycheck possible, they can sign him to a reasonable contract, which I'm still in favor of right now. They re-signed Geno to a mutually agreed upon deal. He doesn't go to free agency. We don't have to franchise tag him. And, they got to pay him some money. And then we go out and just restock hard the defense. Get that defensive line solid, get some additional linebacking help. Also get the a little bit of the interior offensive line going. Then that would stop the major holes. If you look at the Seahawks are a ship in the ocean, and it's got holes sinking. You're trying to get to the port, right? The port is the Super Bowl, and your ship is on the ocean, floating its way in, and something's stopping you from getting there. Every team has a ship with holes in it. Unless you're the Kansas City Chiefs, you made it to the end. But you got these little holes that are sinking your ship or slowing you down. You got to figure out, what are the biggest holes that we're going to fix? And the defensive part of the hull of the ship is the one that's got the biggest holes right now. Can't say that enough, how many times that has been the problem. The least of our concerns has been Geno Smith's performance. I know there's still a lot of Seahawks fans out there hating on him, which still is puzzling to me because has been so proving everybody, including myself, wrong along the way. Yeah, has he had some games where he wasn't as clutch or didn't finish the game or had a turnover that cost, that was a problem? Yeah, but look at the Super Bowl, right? Look at the Super Bowl and what happened to the Eagles, right? The Eagles were right there. They had every chance to win that game. Put the penalty flag holding thing aside. Why did the Eagles lose that football game? Well, Jalen Hurts did have a fumble that turned into a scoop and score touchdown, and we've had our share of Geno Smith fumbles that have turned into turnovers that turned into touchdowns for the other team. So even Jalen Hurts, who nobody's thinking about getting rid of Jalen Hurts now in Philadelphia, he did that. But you're gonna let him go now because he had a fumble in the biggest game that cost them the win? Well, that was part of it, but the other part was their defense, which has been one of the best all year, and especially that defensive line. They didn't perform as good as they needed to. KC outperformed them, especially in the second half. They got the best of the offense, the defensive line of Kansas City. But anyway, point being is that the things that really didn't succeed for the Eagles in the second half were a couple things. Special teams, giving up a huge punt return. That's part of that equation. But really, I'd say it was the defense, unable to get stops and keep Kansas City from running up the score and eventually taking the lead and winning that game. So defense truly does win championships, and that's what we're missing right now. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a Patrick Mahomes. Everybody wants a Patrick Mahomes out there. But there's only one Patrick Mahomes right now, and there's really nobody else quite like him. League MVP, Super Bowl MVP. I mean, everybody wants that, but they don't grow on trees, and Lamar Jackson is not necessarily that either. So why would you want to spend all that money on it? Can Geno Smith take us to a Super Bowl? I was asked this question. I'll probably post this interview sometime soon here, but I did an interview with a local radio station. They interviewed me about being in the Apple commercial and the game itself. But I was just asked the question, could Geno Smith take us to the Super Bowl? We got to show you this real quick. Look at the left on the left side. I think they're planning to extend this road. See those backhoes over there? That whole stretch along the left side of the road there, they're clearing all those trees off, cutting them down. See those logs on the left? And they're probably going to do a major expansion of this highway, but they are clear cutting that whole 20 yards of trees along the freeway there. So back behind us where I just flipped the camera, there was a huge just stack of all these down trees that are just piled up. You can kind of see it a little bit there. It's hard to make them out, but you can see the snow on them. But yeah, this whole stretch of mile here, we're almost at the end of this Highway 18 as we're pulling into Snoqualmie here shortly. 405 freeway intersection, or sorry, I-90 coming up here, which runs west to east, Seattle all the way to Spokane, and then onward to the east part of the United States. If you just keep on driving, that's I-90 coming up here, the overpass. But can Geno Smith win a Super Bowl? I think he can, if complemented with, like every team, got to have the complementary pieces. Patrick Mahomes can't win it by himself. He needed help from his punt returner. He needed a lot of help from that fantastic, explosive road runner Pacheco, who had an awesome running game. He needed receivers to step up, and of course the defense had to do their thing. So they all had different phases, and the Eagles did too. They were very well matched, and it was just in the end, the second half. I think Andy Reid just outcoached the Eagles. And that was the thing I thought. I thought the Eagles were probably a more pound for pound, a more talented team. But coaching and experience-wise, quarterback and coach, you have to give it to Andy Reid. He's a offensive genius. And once again, got the best of him at the moments that counted the most. So, hats off to him. So, could Geno Smith win a Super Bowl? Absolutely, I think he could do it. But he would need help. In the same way, how did Russell Wilson win a Super Bowl? He had a lot of help, right? Every quarterback needs help. So I'm not in favor of starving the team to pick up what would be considered an upgrade in talent at that position, only to then be starved at the same areas that we were starving in before. It would just repeat the cycle again. So hopefully they don't do anything crazy like that. If they don't re-sign Geno because Geno decides to go free agency and break the bank and cash in on the biggest contract opportunity he could get, then I think our next step is to draft a quarterback if they can't get it worked out with Geno. And then, use your other drafts to try to, get the pieces that you need. Or you trade back, depending on who they have circled at quarterback, in case the Geno thing doesn't work out. So that's going to be the tricky part, is what to do about Geno. And what does Geno want to do, and what does the organization want to do? If you believe the things they're saying, it sounds like everybody's on the same page and all excited to get together on this and work it out. And Geno's saying they're close and all that. Well, we'll see how close they really, really are. Because we've heard things before from other Seahawks quarterbacks who said they were going to be staying here and not going anywhere, and we don't want to trade the quarterback, and next thing you know, he's off to the Broncos. So I've learned, especially during this time of the year, this is where you really don't listen to anything that the management, coaches, and highly coveted players have to say in press conferences. This is the time where they'll probably actually tell you the opposite, more than in any other time of the year. Because it's a game, it's a free agency game, it's a trade game, draft game, and everybody's playing poker. And what are you gonna do? If you're like being a poker game, say, hey, so you got any aces in your hand? yeah, I do. And I'm gonna probably give them up. Or yeah, I got a pair right here. I'm gonna hold on to them. Right? You wouldn't tell people what you got, and the same thing applies here. So the last thing you want to do is don't listen to press conferences right now. Okay, they're gonna say a lot of things, especially leading up to the draft, and most of the time they're there to try to work sneaky deals and fool everybody into what they think is going to be what, and it's never what you think it's going to be. All right, I gotta go. I'm at my location now and gotta get to work. It's good seeing you guys. Let me back myself in here. 80s Broncos fan. It's a vehicle right next to mine. Here from the city of Snoqualmie, Washington. And boom. Let me see. I saw a long comment from AD, who's been an MVP for 26 months. He says, Norb, I strongly apologize for asking this again, but the internet where you were earlier sucked, and it cut off where you were probably answering my question about Final Draft, what you think about collaborating on my series sometime. Oh, yeah, my internet was probably going out when I got to the high point of the highway. I just was saying, I've been pretty slammed with these computer science interviews. It's keeping me very busy. So I've got 3 projects I'm juggling that all have to be done in like less than a month. So I'm slammed, but I do plan to take a look at it and see what you've done, and check out that collab feature. At least give you some feedback on what you've got from the last time I read it. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks, Lena, for moderating. Thanks to everybody else for watching. Have a great rest of your Valentine's Day today, and we'll talk to y'all soon. And if you want to, stick around and watch some other videos of mine. There's a lot of good stuff there. All right, talk to you later, y'all. Bye-bye.